Hello children. Today we begin with a new chapter, Coordinate Geometry. It's a very simple chapter. The first exercise deals with distance formula. That is, if you have any 2 points, let's say A and B, whose coordinates are x1, y1 and x2, y2, and you need to find the distance between these 2 points, that is between A and B, the formula to find is, using the distance formula, AB is equal to root x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Okay, so this is how we find the distance between any 2 points. You will consider the first point to be A, the coordinates to be x1, y1, and the other point to be B, coordinates are x2, y2. Use the formula and find out the distance. Okay. Now suppose if the coordinates of the origin are 0, comma 0. Now look at this small note which is given in this box. Remember this. So if you have 2 points, one of which is the origin, so the coordinates are 0, 0, and then the distance between the point P, whose coordinates are xy, and the origin will be root x square plus y square. Reason being, x2 minus x1 the whole square, that is x minus 0 the whole square, that's x square, plus y2 minus y1 the whole square will be y minus 0 the whole square, that's y square, and therefore it will be root x square plus y square. Okay, so these are the solved examples which you can go through. Now we start with the first exercise in this chapter, exercise 5.1. Question number 1. Find the distance between each of the following pairs of points. Now there are 6 questions under this. I have solved few of them. I hope with that you will be able to understand, and then the remaining you will be able to do it. First question, the points are A 2, 3, point B is 4, 1. Now distance formula, AB equal to root x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now the first point A, let the coordinate x1 be equal to 2, y1 be equal to 3, x2 equal to 4, y2 equal to 1. Just substitute the values x1, x2, y1, y2, and you get your answer root 8, which is 2 root 2. Okay. Now there is no problem even if I interchange the coordinates. That is, if I take A to be 4, 1 and B to be 2, 3, also you get the same answer. You can try that out. Now second question, you can do it by yourself. This is the third one. R 0, minus 3, S 0, 5 by 2. Why I did this is because there's a fraction 5 upon 2. So it will be good to understand how to do it. So point R is considered to be x1, y1. So x1 is 0, y1 is minus 3. The point S, x2 is 0 and y2 is 5 by 2. Method remains the same. You have to just substitute the values. Here for y2 minus y1 you get 5 by 2 minus minus 3. So minus into minus becomes plus, and so you have 5 by 2 plus 3 the whole square. Now when you find the LCM of 5 by 2 plus 3, what must you do? You have to make LCM, the denominator, common. So what we do is 3 upon 1, I'm going to multiply both the denominator and the numerator with 2 to make it equivalent to 5 by 2. So that's the reason 3 into 2, 1 into 2. So I get 5 upon 2 plus 6 upon 2, and therefore I can add the numerators 5 plus 6 upon 2. That's 11 upon 2. So I get 0 plus 11 upon 2 the whole square, and therefore my answer is 11 by 2 whole square. Now since you're finding the square root of it, children, I hope you remember square root is actually nothing but the number raised to half. So 11 by 2 raised to 2, it is multiplied by half. 2 and 2 get cancelled and my answer is 11 upon 2. Okay. So that's question number 3. We go to question number 6. The other sums are easy for you to do. This, since it had fractions, I've solved it for you. So W minus 7 by 2, 4, X 11, 4. Same method, W I have considered as x1, y1, X I have considered coordinates as x2, y2. Substitute the values. You get 11 plus 7 by 2 the whole square plus 4 minus 4, that becomes 0 automatically. Now 11 upon 1 plus 7 upon 2, same method, denominator I want to make it 2 to make the denominators equal. So multiply the numerator as well as the denominator by 2. I get 22 by 2 plus 7 by 2, answer 29. So you can add the numerators 22 plus 7, 29 by 2 the whole square. Now it is raised to half because of the square root sign, and therefore my answer is 29 by 2, which is equal to 14.5. Okay, next we go to question number 2. Question number 2, determine whether the points are collinear. Now what is meant by collinear? Points A, B and C lie on the same straight line. Okay, so if points need to be collinear, the condition is that when I add the sum of any two sides, I should get the third. See, I'm finding out distance of AB. I'll find distance of BC. I'll find distance of CA. Okay. If I get any two distances equal to the third and they are all falling in a straight line, then it means the points are collinear. If I don't get them to be equal, then they are not collinear. Okay. So let's find out what is distance of AB. Using the same distance formula, I got root 5. Find distance of BC. Same method, I got root 180, which I'll solve it further, and I get 6 root 5. Distance of CA, same method, I get root 125, which is 5 root 5. So here do we have root 5 plus 5 root 5 equal to 6 root 5? Yes, root 5 is nothing but 1 root 5. Plus 5 root 5 is 6 root 5. That means distance of AB plus distance of AC equal to distance of BC. A comes in between B and C. Children, I hope you remember we have learned this in the 9th standard, the first chapter, right? Betweenness. So in this case, the point A comes between B and C. Therefore, points A, B, C are collinear. So root 5 plus 5 root 5 is 6 root 5, and therefore the points A, B, C are collinear. Now here also there are few sums. I have done few, one collinear and one not collinear. The other two you can try it out yourself. Look at question number 3. So here you have 3 points R, D and S. Find out the distance between RD. Using the distance formula, you get 2 root 2. Distance of DS is root 5. Distance of RS, you get 5. Okay. Now, anyways, even if I add any two of these values, I do not get the third. And therefore, the points are not collinear. Okay. So, this is how you have to solve the next two sums also. So, out of the 4 sums, I have done 2. The remaining 2, you will be doing it, trying it out yourself. They are very simple. Question number 3. Find a point on the x-axis which is equidistant from the 2 points A and B. Coordinates are -3, 4 and 1, -4. Now the only clue that is given here is the point lies on the x-axis. So children, do you remember, if a point lies on the x-axis, what are the coordinates of such a point? It will be x, 0. Every point which lies on the x-axis will have the x coordinate, but the y coordinate will be 0. So since we don't know what the x coordinate is, let's assume it as x. And the y coordinate, of course, is 0. Now, since this point P is equidistant from both A and B, we know PA equal to PB. So the distance between PA is x minus minus, that is plus. So root of x plus 3 the whole square plus 0 minus 4 the whole square, that is equal to the distance PB is root x minus 1 the whole square plus 0 minus minus. So that's 0 plus 4 the whole square. Now, since both the sides have got square roots, you can square both the sides. The square root sign goes off and you are getting x plus 3 the whole square plus 16 equal to x minus 1 the whole square plus 16. 16 and 16 gets cancelled. Expand x plus 3 the whole square. That's a square plus 2ab plus b square. So x square plus 6x plus 9 equal to x square a minus b the whole square, a square minus 2ab plus b square. So that's x square minus 2x plus 1. X square and x square get cancelled. Bring all the x to the left hand side, number to the right. You get 8x equal to minus 8 and therefore x is equal to -1. Therefore, the point P is -1, 0. And it is this point P which is equidistant from the points A and B. Okay. So this is how we need to do question number 3. We go to the next question number 4. Verify that the points P, Q, R are the vertices of a right angle triangle. Now you know if these 3 points are the vertices of a right angle triangle, surely it should follow the Pythagoras theorem. And what is the Pythagoras theorem? The sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to the square of the third side. Okay. So let's find out whether it is right. PQ square plus QR square equal to PR square. Find out PQ using distance formula, you get 4. Find out QR using distance formula, you get 5. PR equal to root 41. Now, let's find the squares of each of these sides. PQ square is 4 square, which is 16. QR square is 5 square, which is 25. And PR square is root 41 the whole square, which is 41. Is 16 plus 25 equal to 41? Yes. And therefore, the points are vertices of a right angle triangle. So we get PQ square plus QR square equal to PR square, and hence they are the vertices of a right angle triangle. Okay, this is how we prove it. Next, we go to question number 5. Show that the points are vertices of a parallelogram. Okay. Now, if these are the points of the vertices of a parallelogram, what is a characteristic that we know about a parallelogram? We know that the opposite sides should be congruent and parallel. Now here, of course, we are not going to do the parallel part of it. At least let's see if we can prove opposite sides are congruent. So what you need to do is find distance of PQ. You have two coordinates. Using distance formula, find distance of PQ, find distance of RS. You will get them to be equal. Similarly, find distance of PS and find distance of QR. You will get them to be equal. And since the opposite sides are congruent, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay. Now, question number 6. You will be doing this yourself. The question is, show that the points are the vertices of a rhombus ABCD. Now, to prove that the points are the vertices of a rhombus, we know in a rhombus all sides are congruent, right? So you are going to find out the distances AB, BC, CD and DA. You will find that all 4 sides are congruent and hence the figure is a rhombus. Okay, this is how you are going to prove it. You are going to find the distance AB, BC, CD and DA, and since all 4 sides of the figure are congruent, you will conclude that the points are the vertices of a rhombus. So this, children, you will be trying it out yourself. Next, question number 7. Find x if the distance between the points L and M is 10. So we are going to use the distance formula to find the distance between L, M. Of course, L you are given the coordinate is x, 7 and M is 1, 15. So find the distance using distance formula. X minus 1 the whole square plus 7 minus 15 the whole square is equal to 10. Now since you want to remove the square root sign, square both sides. So you get x minus 1 the whole square plus minus 8. 7 minus 15 is minus 8. The whole square equal to 10 square. Expand x minus 1 the whole square. A square minus 2ab plus b square minus 8 the whole square is 64 equal to 10 square is 100. Take 64 and 1 to the other side. No, we are taking only 64 to the other side. 100 minus 64 is 36. Now x square minus 2x plus 1, leave it as it is as x minus 1 the whole square. Now this is equal to 36 can be written as 6 square. Now removing the square root on both the sides, what do I get? X minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 6. Now do both the things. First take plus 6 and then take minus 6. You get two answers, 7 and minus 5. Therefore, the value of x could either be 7 or it could be minus 5. Okay. Now, the last question in this exercise, question number 8. Show that the points are vertices of an equilateral triangle. Very simple. You have to find all the 3 sides AB, BC and CA and all have to come equal. If all the distances are the same, it means it's an equilateral triangle. I've done this for you because one of those points C is 1 plus 2 root 3 comma 4. So there is absolutely nothing to bother about. You have to just do it like any other number. Distance of AB is very simple. You get 4. Now distance of BC, when you find out, x2 minus x1 the whole square means 1 plus 2 root 3 minus 1. So 1 and minus 1 get cancelled. You get 2 root 3 the whole square. What is 2 root 3 into 2 root 3? 2 into 2, 4. 4 into root 3 into root 3 is 3. So 4 3s are 12. Plus 4 minus 6 is minus 2 the whole square. That's 4. So 12 plus 4, 16. Root 16 is 4. Same method you're going to find distance of AC. You get answer 4. Now since all three sides AB, BC and CA are equal, they form the vertices of an equilateral triangle. Okay. With this we finish with the exercise. We finish with the last sum, question number 8. We have solved most of the sums, children, excepting for few sums here and there. So you will complete the exercise, understand the concept properly. Basically it is just distance formula. Understand it and complete this exercise. Okay, that's all. Thank you, children.